وسع كرسيه السماوات والأرض ولا يؤوده حفظهما وهو العلي العظيم.
Assalamu alaikum brothers and sisters, welcome back after the break for the 17th lesson in which we will learn grammar. And you don't have to do except just practice where you're sitting. We have learned so far four important patterns of verb fa'ala, that is fataha, yaftahu, and on that pattern we have learned ja'ala and fa'ala. Second pattern is nasara, yansuru, and on this pattern we learned a lot of words, because in Quran as well as in Arabic language lot of verbs come like dakhala, abada, razaqa, kafara, and so on. The third pattern is daraba, yadribu, and on this pattern we learned four words including daraba, zalama, sabara, ghafara. If you remember that sequence, if you hit someone, you are doing oppression, and the one who is hit should do sabr, and the other one, if you cannot do, and the other one should ask forgiveness of Allah. And the fourth pattern was sami'a, and on that pattern also we did four words, and there was a link also. If you hear sami'a, then alima, then amila, then Allah will have rahima if the actions are good, with good intention. Okay, so far we did a lot of verbs, more than maybe around 20 verbs. But in any of these verbs, if any of the letter of the three letters, like in razaqa, dakhala, abada, alima, in any of these letters, if there is one of these three weak letters, waw, ya, alif, then an interesting situation develops. Okay, an interesting, don't say challenging, don't say problem, say interesting things, change your attitude, and inshallah it is very interesting. These letters waw, ya, alif are called weak letters or sick letters, huruf al-illa. Why are they called sick letters? Or interestingly, one of the reasons is a sick person, if he is under, is suffering from too much pains, he will make out such sounds. He'll say ah, e, oo, and that's the reason they are called waw and weak letters or sick letters. They are weak, that means they get tired, they cannot carry on in all these forms continuously. But the beauty is these three weak letters support each other. Even if there is one weak letter, like for example qala has weak letter in the middle. Yaqulu, in mudari' alif is changed by waw. So these weak letters keep changing in different forms of these verbs. Today we will take three verbs whose root letters are having a weak letter, and the first root letter is a weak letter, which is wa'ada, wajada, or walada. All of these three verbs start with waw, which is a weak letter, and we will see what happens. Okay, so repeat after me. Wa'ada comes in the Quran 124 times. Wa'ada, he promised. Wa'adu, they promised. Wa'atta, you promised. Wa'attum, you all promised. Wa'attu, I promised. Wa'adna, we promised. Wa'adna, we promised. Ya'idu, he promises. Ya'iduna, they promise. Ta'idu, you promise. Ta'iduna, you all promise. A'idu, I promise. Na'idu, we promise. Id, promise. Idu, promise. La ta'id, don't promise. La ta'idu, don't promise. Wa'id, the one who promises. Wa'id, the one who promises. Maw'ud, that which is promised. Maw'ud, the what which is promised. Wa'd is promise.
Wa'd is promise.
Okay, huwa wa'ada hiya wa'adat, she promised, and huwa ya'idu hiya ta'idu, she promises. You see here wa'ada wa'adu wa'atta wa'attum wa'attu wa'adna, ya'idu. Here it should have been yaw'adu. You see fataha yaftahu, nasara yansuru, daraba yadribu. So it should have been wa'ada yaw'idu. But the weak letter has gone and it is difficult to say yaw'idu, so the Arabs made it ya'idu just to make life easy. Similarly, we have id, it should have been, we have fa'ala if'al, daraba idrib. So it should have been wa'ada iw'id, it should have been like that, but to say iw'id is difficult, so weak letter is gone. And also to remember in a very simple way, you can say whenever the weak letters are commanded, they just run away. So in this form weak letters don't exist. You take qala, qul, wa'ada, id, wajada, jid, and so on, you will see it. So in commandments they just don't survive. Here are this is the first pattern, so let us repeat it once more, practice it. Wa'ada wa'adu,
Wa'ada wa'adu,
wa'atta wa'attum,
wa'atta wa'attum,
wa'attu wa'adna,
wa'attu wa'adna,
ya'idu ya'iduna,
ya'idu ya'iduna,
ta'idu ta'iduna,
ta'idu ta'iduna,
a'idu na'idu, a'idu na'idu, عد عدو عدو لا تعد لا تعدوا لا تعد لا تعد واعد موعود وعد هو وعد هي وعدت هو يعد هي تعد ما شاء الله. Now we will practice wajada, he found. Wajada means he found. Can you translate please? Wajada, he found. Wajadu,
they found.
Wajadta, you found. Wajadtum, you all found. Wajadtu,
I found.
Wajadna,
We found.
Yajidu, he finds. This is just like wa'ada, okay? Yajidu, he finds. Yajiduna, they find. Tajidu, you find. Tajiduna, you all find. Ajidu, I find. Najidu, we find. Jid, find. Jidu, find. La tajid, don't find. La tajidu, don't find. Wajid, the one who finds. Mawjud, that which is found. Wujud, to find. Huwa wajada hiya wajadat, she found. Hiya huwa yajidu hiya tajidu, she finds. Now inshallah with practice you can be easily able to, you will be inshallah easily translating it. So repeat after me in Arabic, okay, all of you with attention. Take a deep breath and let us practice. Wajada wajadu,
Wajada wajadu,
wajatta wajattum,
wajadta wajadtum,
wajattu wajadna,
wajadtu wajadna,
yajidu yajiduna, yajidu yajiduna, tajidu tajiduna, tajidu tajiduna, ajidu najidu, ajidu najidu, jid jidu, jid jidu, la tajid la tajidu, la tajid la tajidu, wajid wajid, mawjud mawjud, wujud wujud. Huwa wajada hiya wajadat, huwa yajidu hiya tajidu. MashaAllah. The last one is walada, he gave birth. Of course a man doesn't give birth, but this is a verb that we have to follow. Walada waladu walatta walattum walattu waladna, yalidu yaliduna talidu taliduna alidu nalidu. So let us repeat after me once, because the topic of giving birth, قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد. Allah doesn't give birth and he did not give birth, he did not give birth and nor is he begotten. So he is not son of anyone and he is not father of anyone. So let us repeat after me. Walada waladu,
walada waladu,
walatta walattum,
waladta waladtum,
walattu waladna,
waladtu waladna,
yalidu yaliduna,
yalidu yaliduna,
talidu taliduna,
talidu taliduna,
alidu nalidu,
alidu nalidu,
lid lidu,
lid lidu,
la talid la talidu,
la talid la talidu,
walid
walid,
mawlud
mawlud,
wilada.
wilada,
Huwa walada hiya waladat, she gave birth, and huwa yalidu hiya talidu, she gives birth. These are the three verbs that we practiced which start with weak letter. Wow, wow, wow. You know, we traditional Muslims and born Muslims generally, who are born in a Muslim family, generally commit 3 crimes. What are they? They recite salah at super high speed. You know, if you are a manager of a company, and if your assistant comes to you talking in this way, now I work in this company, you will immediately get disturbed, you will be offended, you will be very angry, you will say, don't you know how to talk, don't you have manners? And that's the way we are talking to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Astaghfirullah. Is this the manners with Allah? Say, Alhamdulillah, what is this? Is this the manners? The second thing that we do is we think somewhere else. Astaghfirullah. You know, we start salah and we start planning, we have to go and do this one, that one. If the same thing is done to you, if you are a manager and an assistant comes to you and starts praising you, no, thank you sir, you are so kind, you are wonderful, you have done excellent work, and suppose you are able to read his mind and you know that the guy is thinking about his vacation, or he wants to go home and start relaxing and do something or cooking, you will be very offended. You will say, stop it, please get out, get lost, I don't want this praise from your mouth, when your mind is thinking somewhere else. Astaghfirullah. That's what we do in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And one of the major reason is we don't understand. So the solution is understand and use your imagination to the full extent, and feelings, recite with feelings. And inshallah we'll see you in the next lesson. Subhanallah wa bihamdihi, subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika, nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta, nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.